Yeah, Micah say I'm the dog, but you bark for clout. Tail wagging on live, just running your mouth. I don't know nothing, yeah, that much true. Brain offline every time you hit new. Trying to act slick, but you goofy as hell. Got slogans on loop like a broken spell. Repetitive content, you say it with pride, bro. No bark, no bite, just hide. You the dog, more like a flea. Jump on trends, then beg for a seat. I don't know nothing. Clearly, bruh, that's your whole brand and your whole shtick, huh? Dog with a mic, but no real sound. Loud online, but quiet when found. Your subs just scroll, your views decay. Whole channel look like a throwaway. Micah in the vids like, look at me cook. But it's burnt ass takes and recycled hooks. Trying to be funny, but it's awkward and dry. That dog act tired, go lay down and cry. You make 10 vids off one small clip, stretch nothing for minutes, man, that ain't it. You say I'm the dog, yeah, mud on a leash. Pacing in circles, praying for peace. I don't know nothing, that's deep. Every upload feels like a low effort leap. Clickbait king with no real throne. Live stream talk, but dead when alone. Merch week, bars week. Talk like a beast, but your ego cheaper. Say less, post less, do more, doubt it. Micah, we laugh, now we clowning around it. So keep barking, dog, but this ain't your yard. You bit off more than your weak rep can guard. Next time you stream, say it with your chest. I don't know nothing, yeah, we guessed. Game over. Yeah, we guessed. Yeah, come on. Micah in the viz. Little bird, then you wake her. You next time you stream, say it with your chest. I don't know nothing. Yeah, we guessed. Game over. Yeah. You the dog, more like the flea. Jump on trends, then beg for a seat. I don't know nothing. Clearly, bro, that's your whole brand and your whole shtick. Dog with a mic, but no real sound. Loud online, but quiet when found. Your subs just scroll, your views decay. Whole channel look like a throwaway. My God in the viv. The grind, your grind, and your weak rap. Next time you stream, say it with your chest. I don't know nothing. Yeah, we guessed.
We guessed. Welcome to Shades Tube, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, so that's my new theme song for right now, coming on, on this live at night. Let me go ahead and put this background music on real quick. Let's see what we want to put on. Not this. Let's put this one on. Actually, no. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so how you guys doing tonight? Did y'all like that song? That's my new rap that I did for my stalker, and I hope you guys liked it, and I will be playing this until I get tired of it, okay? But anyway, let me ask you guys to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content tonight. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment as well, okay? Let's go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. It will be in my comment area, and part of it scrolling across that screen right there. All right, guys. All right. Anyway, welcome to everybody in the bushes. Welcome to everybody who watched this in the replay. And over here in the chat, we got J4 in the place to be. Jermaine in the place to be. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all, if y'all want to show additional support to this channel, you can do that by doing a membership, copying yourself a membership for $4.99 per month, or you can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can do a Cash App donation to $Shades Tube. All donations are used to pay for things on this channel. So y'all know this is Diddy trial day 7, I believe. This is a recap, a summary of everything that went on today. It was a trip, y'all. It was a trip. Plus, I got some news about Chris Brown and something else. I can't remember what it is, but I will let you guys know in a minute, okay? So go get you something to drink and relax and see bed. You're probably in bed, and take some time out to chill with Shay. If you're at work, continue to do your job. And watch me on the download or either listen to me on the download. All right. And thank you, Jermaine, for all your handy and great work. All right. Let me go ahead and change this banner right here. Let's put this up here instead. All right. So this is Diddy's trial 7. I think this is day 7. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this up here real quick. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, where's the thing at? I got Diddy trial 1, 2, 3, everything. Hold on. Let me find that real quick, y'all. Y'all like that song, man? That's the jam, man. I'll be up here dancing to it. Okay, let's see. Diddy, where is he at? I can never find this man's stuff. Let's do this one. Let me edit this. Day 7. This is day 7. Okay. So we're gonna say that and we're gonna put that up there. All right. Okay. Because I'm Tifa or something else. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on for a second, y'all. Let me answer this message. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the summary first of everything that went on at the trial today, guys. It was a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. So let's go ahead and do that first. Let me turn that music down just a little bit. It's kind of loud on my end. And I hope you guys can hear me pretty good too. Let's put it on 9. Okay. So anyway, y'all. So this is a recap of the trial for Tuesday, May the 20th, 2025. As you know, they had some testimonies today, some shocking testimonies. Here is a summary of today's key developments. So Cassie's mother testifies to extortion. Her name is Regina Ventura. She took the stand and she delivered a powerful testimony. She stated that in late 2011, Diddy allegedly demanded $20,000 from her after learning Cassie was dating Kid Cudi. Now, according to Regina, Cassie sent her an email saying Combs threatened to release explicit X tapes of her and to send someone to hurt her in Kid Cudi. Fearing for her daughter's safety, Regina says she and her husband took out a home equity loan to pay the money, which Diddy allegedly returned days later. The defense chose not to cross-examine her. So basically, right there, it just seems like Diddy, I don't know what was going on here. Let's see. So he returned the $20,000 back to her. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right there, you guys. I mean, for real. We're going to have to look at that a little bit more in detail in a minute. Anyway, the former personal assistant details Diddy's control in drug use. David James, Diddy's former personal assistant from 2009, continued his testimony. He painted a picture of Diddy's alleged coercive control, including Cassie's once telling him she felt she can't get out of the relationship because Combs oversees so much of my life. James also testified about Diddy's extensive drug use, claiming Combs carried numerous unmarked pill bottles with pills like Percocet, ECTASY, and Viagra, and even had pills shaped like former President Obama's face. He also, I could almost put the laughing emoji on right there. He also recounted an incident where Diddy, with 3 hand guns on his lap, ordered him to drive them back to a diner to confront rival Suge Knight. James said he felt his life was in danger and he eventually quit working for Diddy. Then we had the Punisher up there. This is a male exotic dancer. He testified. They call him either Sheree Hayes or either the Punisher, okay? Now, this man described being hired for sexy erotic scenes with Cassie while Diddy watched, sometimes wearing a veil over his face. Hayes stated he had 8 to 12 such encounters with Cassie, being paid for each, and that Diddy would give specific instructions. He noted that Cassie would occasionally rinse or sign at Diddy's suggestions and sometimes look to him for cues. He later realized the veiled man was Sean Combs when he saw a welcome Sean Combs message on a hotel TV. So as we know that on Monday, the 19th, Don Richard, a former member of Diddy's group Danity Kane, and Kerry Morgan, Cassie's former best friend, they both testified. They claimed to have witnessed Combs physically assaulting Cassie on multiple occasions. Morgan also stated that Combs choked her and hit her with a wooden hanger, leaving her with a concussion, and that she received $30,000 to sign a non-disclosure agreement. The prosecution strategy is to present a pattern of alleged abuse and control by Diddy through various witnesses, corroborating and expanding on Cassie's initial testimony. The trial is expected to continue for several more weeks. That is a summary. Now we're going to go right into things piece by piece, okay, to break it down. Let's see what y'all said in this daggone chat. You said they said she mortgaged her house to get the 20 grand, right? She took a what's the name? I'm not saying that word again, but you know, she took one of those loans out. And right, and still not one person called the police. So let me try to understand this. So she took out that E loan on her house, right? Okay. And then they said that Sean Combs gave her the money back a couple days later to pay it back off, right? If I read that correctly. Isn't that weird? As rich as he is, why would he need to do that unless he just did it to be messing with them? Unnecessary stress. For what reason? I don't know. Because why would he do that when you know that he had the money? He could have did it himself. And then he turned back around allegedly and gave the money back. That's crazy. That's weird. You say it's nonsense, Jermaine? Why do you think it's nonsense? You think everything is nonsense, dude. Why do you think it's nonsense? Why do you think it's nonsense? While I get this stuff out. And I'm still, tripping out how no one, you're right, how no one called the police or anything ever. That is so weird to me. You would think that people would call the police. Damn, he put that much fear into people that they just could not. I mean, they just were scared. So damn scared they couldn't call the police, but they're not scared now when he has so much money to do whatever he can do so much now, probably more than he could do back then. Okay. So I'm like, what changed? What makes you think, what made them be so brave now versus being brave back then? Okay, let me see what I got here. I got a lot of information, you guys, a lot. Okay, let's see here. So let's go about one by one. Let's see. Okay, let's go over this. Diddy took the ECSTASY shaped like Obama's face thing. Let's go to that one first. I don't know. We get ready to check that out and see, because I mean they got a lot of allegations, but I don't see any type of proof. And Diddy looking crazy on this picture right here. Let me show y'all. Y'all see that? Okay, so let's see what they're saying here. So they said Sean Diddy Combs once took the pill shaped like President Barack Obama's face. His former, his former personal assistant testified on Tuesday at Combs' trial. David James, who worked for Combs from 2007 to 2009, told jurors during the second week of the trial in Manhattan federal court that he saw Combs take drugs, including the opiates, during the day and ECSTASY at night. James said he sometimes picked up drugs for Combs and his friends and often brought narcotics and other personal items like lube and condoms to Combs' hotel rooms. He said he once saw Combs take a candy pill shaped like a former president's face. When prosecutor Christy Slavic asked him which president, James responded, President Obama. Prosecutors say Combs, the founder of Bad Boy Records, forced women to take part in days-long drug-fueled extra performances known as freak-offs from 2004 to 2024. They claim that employees aided him in buying drugs, booking and stocking hotel rooms, and giving Combs cash to pay male ex-workers to take part in the parties. Okay, let's see what else they got here. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me go. So let's see what you said. You said, does she have proof like a text or recorded conversation, or are we taking her word for it? Because she very well could be a liar like her daughter. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So here they did say that Cassie's mom, Regina, testified on Tuesday that Combs in December 2011 demanded $20,000 to recoup money he had spent on Cassie after discovering she had a relationship with another man. I thought they just said something different a few minutes ago. I thought they said that he asked for money because he said there were some explicit video or pictures out. And this article here is saying something different. So now it's for recouping money he has spent on Cassie after discovering she had a relationship with another man. Anyway, the jury saw photographs Regina took around that time of her daughter with bruises on her legs and back, as well as an email in which Cassie told her mother that Combs had threatened to release X tapes of her and have someone hurt her. So Cassie's mom said, I was scared for my daughter's safety. Regina says she took out a loan against her home to pay Combs, but that money was returned days later. Combs' defense did not cross-examine her. Okay. So let's go a little bit more deeper into that one right there before we go here. Let's see if they're talking about that a little bit more. Cassie's mom. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Then they even showed some pictures of her. Looked like her lip was inflamed some. Let's see if I can get Cassie's mom thing here. Hold on, y'all. So we did this right here. Hold on. Let me just type this in Google real quick and see. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Let's see what she said. You said, notice how the guy never mentioned the P word and so scared she didn't mention the police. Right, that's crazy. Let's see. Let's see if they got it right here. They got it a little bit more in detail. So let's see. Yeah, so they said that Cassie's mom said she felt physically sick when her daughter sent an email in late 2011 to say that Diddy threatened to release 2 explicit videos of her and send someone to hurt her in the man she was seeing, the rapper Kid Cudi. Her mom said, I did not understand a lot of it. The X tapes through me. Then she said she received a demand from Combs for $20,000. Okay. She said he was angry that he had spent money on her and she went with another person. So anyway, y'all know Kid Cudi is testifying by Thursday, okay? So we're going to hear from him as well. Hey, young Riz, how you doing? So let's see here. So he returned the money when him and Cassie started dating again, okay? So he was basically doing that because he was mad. So he got mad if he did this, okay? So allegedly he got mad, right? And he demanded $20,000. So Cassie's mom was scared, at least that's what she claimed, and she went to take a loan out against her home for the $20,000. A few days later, or a couple of days later, Sean allegedly returned that money back to her, and Sean and Cassie got back together. And I wonder why Mark Agnafilo and so Cassie's mom did show pictures of the bruises she saw on Cassie during that time. Yes, that is so crazy, isn't it? That is so crazy. So they said now, before the jury arrived Tuesday, attorney Agnafilo tried to persuade Judge Aaron to disallow the testimony, saying it was purely prejudicial. I can't even say it. Let me spell it for y'all. Prejudicial. But anyway, the judge still allowed it, saying the threats to release X tapes and harm Cassie made it an instance of potential extortion. So that's why they allowed it. That's crazy. So let's see here what else they got here. So in his house, when they did that raid, he had 2 AR-15 rifles, okay? Let's see what else they got. Let's see. They found 7-inch high heels and items prosecutors say Combs used at his freak-off X marathons, like lingerie, X toys, baby oil, lube, and condoms. Okay, so that's what he had there. So let's see what they got here. Okay, let's see. So when David James, Combs' former personal assistant, when he testified, I told you what he said before, okay? But he also said that his job sometimes required him to ensure that hotel rooms where Combs stayed under the name Frank Black were stocked with everything that Sean loved, including fresh underwear, an iPod, applesauce, vodka, baby oil, Viagra, and condoms. This dude is, this is crazy. James also said back in 2008, when he obeyed a Combs command to bring an iPod from his Miami home to a hotel room, where he opened the door to see Cassie on the bed with a white comforter pulled up to her neck and an unfamiliar naked man fleeing the room. These people are weird. Another time, he said Combs showed him a video he had recorded at a party of James dancing wildly and said, "Okay, I'm going to keep this footage in case I ever need it." James said he took it as a threat to keep him alive. He was just dancing wild. I mean, why would that be a threatening video unless he was naked or doing some weird stuff? James also described being required to take a lie detector test twice when Combs was trying to learn who stole cash in a watch. Okay. He said Combs was on DRUGS nearly every day. He took PERCOCET by the day and ACSTAS by the night. This is crazy. He said that Combs also had security drop off DRUGS to him. That's crazy. So then, okay, after his testimony, then we had the exotic dancer known as the Punisher in there talking, okay? And he said that Cassie and Combs brought him into the freak off world. He said a woman, which is Cassie, using a pseudonym, called and told him it was her birthday and that her husband said she should hire a dancer. So he said he arrived at that hotel expecting to perform a striptease for a small group of people, but instead found the woman who hired him, whom he later found out was Cassie. She was along with an otherwise naked man who hid his face with some sort of like cloth. That man, he said, turned out to be Combs. So he said he saw some bottles of baby oil in bowls of water, and he was handed a stack of $800 in cash. Later, after Combs watched him have an actual encounter with Cassie, he said he was handed an additional $1,200. He said he was a fan of Combs, but did not realize it was him in the room until an encounter at another hotel where the message on the TV screen said, Exon's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs. Hey, okay, so what y'all think about that? Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got here. So, okay, let me go here. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the rest of my stuff. Okay, it's going down. I think I covered everything. So we just covered that one. Let's see if we missed anything. So they did release some photos of Diddy's alleged freak-off escorts. Let's see what they look like real quick. Let's see. So these are all the escorts right here. So let me see if y'all can see this. See what they look like. Okay. Well, at least all of them look halfway decent. So let's see. Y'all see them? That's a picture of all the escorts. It couldn't be all of them because she said it was a whole bunch. She said hundreds. This probably just some of them. That's tripped out. So we already heard about Jonathan Odie. That's the dude who is currently serving prison time for his role in a shootout with police at the Trump Hotel in Miami. At the time of the shooting in 2018, Odie claimed he was an ex-slave for Combs, and he had entered, you know what, with Cassie over a dozen times. He also claimed Combs and Cassie threatened him during a settlement negotiation. So they said last week he appeared to be vindicated when Cassie testified about an incident in 2013 when the Long Way to Go singer thought Adi had recorded one of their freak-off sessions. That's the dude she must have told Killu, and so will he will do it over again. The security guard that was there. So that must be him. Let me see what he looked like back then. Which one is him? Oh, I see him. Man. So another man prosecutors included in the evidence, only known as Jules, was the third person in the room with Combs and Cassie during the 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Okay. So he was in that room, huh? So anyway, like I said, they had some photos and they showed them in court today. And they showed a lot of injuries to Cassie. Let's see, one was a gash on her eyebrows, a swollen lip, and bruises throughout her body. Let me see if I can show some of the pictures real quick. You can barely tell that her lips are like that, but her lip is swollen. I mean, I showed y'all this picture already before. You could tell her lip was swollen somewhat. I don't know if y'all can see that real good. I don't know why stream y'all changed my little thing like this. I just do not know. Wait. Let's see if they got any more pictures that we didn't see. So the lip thing, and then they got the eye here, but they got it blacked out. So they said click to see the injury. Oh no, we ain't gonna show the injury. I don't know if you can show injury. It's a gash there. Damn, he knocked the. I'll just show y'all this part right here, but I'm not gonna show the actual injury picture. Of StreamYard, I mean not StreamYard, YouTube be tripping and stuff. Let me see. And let's see what else they got. So that's the actual thing right there. That is crazy. I can't believe she stayed with this dude after all this. It's just crazy. Here's a closer picture. I think a closer picture of her lips. I don't know if you guys can see it good, but it's right there. See? Okay, so there you go. All right. That's crazy, man. Like I said, I see the actual picture of her gash in her dick on her head. But the thing is, I don't understand how she could have stayed around with him doing all of this. For real. That's crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else they got here. So this is the Punisher right here, okay? He looks tripped out. I mean, for real, for real. This is the Punisher right here. A better picture of him. That's the Punisher. Okay. This is definitely crazy. Let's see if he goes into any more details about his stuff with her. I don't know if I can show this picture right here with his little gear on. I don't know if I can, but y'all go to Instagram and type in the Punisher. So let's see what he says. Okay, so I think I had already told you guys some things about him, what he said. Yeah, he was the one that he said that he was supposed to create a sexy, erotic scene for Diddy and Cassie. So he said he was first hired in 2012 when a woman called and booked him for a midnight gig at the Trump International Hotel in New York City. Yeah, that's the one who says that he thought he was doing a striptease for a group of people. But when he got to the room, he says it was just Cassie in a bathrobe and a wig. Okay. So they wanted him to do an actual scene with baby oil, allegedly. People are freakazoids. They did not want him to dance. They just wanted him to create a actual scene with baby oil. Can y'all believe this? That's crazy. So Hayes said the room was, Hayes is the Punisher. He said the room was kind of dim and they had bottles of baby oil on deck. And then Cassie told him they would apply baby oil and Diddy would eventually come out to watch. And she warned him not to acknowledge Diddy when he appeared. Goodness. And then Cassie handed him $800, okay? And then he said he testified he stripped down to a towel and he followed Cassie's lead and mimicked what she did. He started to pour baby oil on himself until he says Diddy entered the room with a bottle of Astroglide lube in his hand. He told the jury Diddy would give Cassie some little directions on the low, namely lighting adjustments and body positioning. And then Diddy and Cassie eventually went off by themselves into another room. He says Cassie later came back and asked if he wanted to finish, but he says he declined. And then Cassie paid him an additional $1,200. Okay. That's the one who said he came to another hotel or to the same hotel at a different time and saw that welcome sign that says, "Welcome, Mr. Sean Combs." And that's how he found out or realized it was Sean Combs. He also said these encounters would last for hours, you guys. But he said sometimes he would run into performance issues. He also said that Cassie and Diddy would offer him, the drugs and weed. And then he added, "I am not a weed smoker, but I did pull a Bill Clinton. I was handed a joint." Okay. So they said what's puzzling is how any of this testimony relates to the federal charges Diddy is facing. Diddy pled not guilty to 2 counts of ex-trafficking, 2 counts of transportation to engage in the P word, and 1 count of racketeering conspiracy. So they did say, this is crazy, Hayes' erotic dancing and his large, are featured on YouTube videos. Plus, he's pretty active on Instagram and even wrote a book about erectile dysfunction and implants. Okay. He also said there's a few pages about Cassie and Diddy, though they are only referred to as a married, wealthy couple. So he also wrote about them. I know this is crazy. Goodness. So his name, you guys, they said come from, it's a nickname, playing basketball at the West 4th Street courts in New York City. All right, so that's where he got that from, the Punisher. I thought that was a stripper name or something. This is crazy. These people are crazy. That is crazy. I mean, do y'all see any, for real, with the mom, if she's telling the truth? I do see, like, a little bit of extortion, right? But do y'all honestly see any X trafficking here? Or what's the other one? The fraud and all this other stuff. And I don't know, they got a lot of stuff, I'm basically seeing a domestic violence trial thing going on here. This is weird. So let's see what else we got. Let's see what else. This is wild as hell, okay? Let's see what else. And they said that's bizarre. I mean, it is bizarre if this is true, that he had candy shaped like the former President Obama's face. That is weird, man. Now, one of Diddy's longtime friend claims he has never witnessed Diddy do any type of violence. So Jermaine said, I don't see any crime Diddy should be charged for that Cassie couldn't be charged for herself. You're right. So a close friend of Sean Diddy Combs for more than 35 years said he never witnessed Sean Diddy hitting women and maintains Combs is innocent of X trafficking and racketeering charges. So his name is Charluki Benny, I guess. He strongly defended Combs as the trial continued, with 3 witnesses supporting Cassie Ventura's claims of abuse and fear. So let's see what his friend said. He said, I'm a father of 2 daughters, right? So I wouldn't be here. If I ever saw anyone, my friends, especially him, hit a woman. That's what Finney told News Nation. He said, it looked like, like I was saying, DRUG induced high or whatever you want to call it. But that's not the Sean that I know that you see in the hallway. Because they showed him, I guess he already seen the video of Sean Combs assaulting Cassie back there. The friend also disrupted prosecution claims that the people who participated in the alleged freak-offs were coerced. He said that all participants were really consenting adults. So the thing is, like I just said, I mean, he said that he never seen Sean hit anybody or did anything. Hey, together, how you doing? And the thing is, either he's exaggerating or maybe he didn't see anything. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he did. Maybe Sean didn't do none of these things when he was around. Sometimes people don't do certain things around, certain people. And so you wouldn't know. Because otherwise, I don't understand how he would know. But he said he'd never seen his friend hit a woman, period. So I'm just thinking if he's telling the truth, then Sean Combs just didn't do anything around him. And he also said everybody, was willing. They consented to, the freak off activities and everything that went on there. So we will see. So let's see what else we got here. Okay. I'm thinking that may be it with the Diddy's case for today. Let me just make sure. So what do y'all think about all this stuff today? And what do y'all think about Kid Cudi testifying? And no telling who else is going to testify. Yeah, it could be. You just never know. I mean, just because you don't see your friend do anything, it doesn't mean they don't do it. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want people to know certain things, you're not going to do it around them. You are not going to do it around them. But I think I covered everything with this today's trial. You said, are we ever going to get to the actual charges, or are we going to continue to prove this was a dysfunctional relationship? It seems like this is a domestic violence trial. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. Let's see. I think I covered everything regarding Diddy. I'm just looking up at everything, y'all, just to make sure. You know what? Out of all these people speaking though, y'all remember when all those people I was putting up on my channel, their videos, and they were saying that Sean Diddy Combs was doing bi activities. Out of all these people that they have, testified, I don't recall hearing anyone say that he had any male on male encounters. I don't recall hearing that. Let's see. Let's listen to some people on TikTok and see what they're saying. I'm scared to put it up on here because every time I do it on here, we know what happens. So we're not going to do it tonight. Let's see. Let me just see if I can find out if anybody is talking. I know they are, but what they're saying. Let's see if they found any additional information. I don't know. I mean, I know rumor has it that Diddy's attorneys are trying to get a mistrial. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they claim. Let's see. You said Cassie wants to hurt Diddy because he had a baby by another woman, and she thought it should have been her. And that could be possible because you just never know. See, a lot of people are thinking that it's just, she was mad about Kim Porter, but it could be like you just said, because why did she wait so long to do all of this when this happened so long ago? You would think she would have done this, Years ago. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, you would think she would have did this years ago. Instead of waiting right now to do it. Well, I wonder why she waited so long. You said despite her all of a sudden portraying him as Satan, she continued to go back and forth to him. Right. So let's see what this is. She definitely went back and forth. Let's see what they're talking about. I bet you they're going to repeat exactly what I just said. Let's hear this.
Tuesday, day 7 in the Diddy trial, and you know I've got all the details. So if you missed my last post, I got a bunch of evidence photos that I posted, so make sure you check those out. Now, his former assistant, David James, is going to be back on the stand today, but I did find out that after David James, we're going to have an exotic male dancer, the Punisher, on the stand. We're also going to have Cassie's mother, Regina, on the stand, and someone named Atkinson, who was once a personal chef of Sean Combs. So back on the stand, David says that he never witnessed any physical violence between Cassie and Sean, but he did see a blog posting that allegedly Sean had hit Cassie at a club. Sean apparently searched David's computer history and became upset. David says he found this jarring because Sean had never searched his computer history before. David said he had looked for the post because Cassie had been staying in a hotel for about a week in London, and it was his job to bring her food. But when he would go to the door, it was one of the staff members that would answer the door. He said, I was surprised. I was expecting to see Cassie. She usually answered the door. And Cassie testified last week that Sean put her up in the London hotel after attacking her in the back of the car after leaving an event. David testified that Sean did not travel lightly. He had a long list of items that needed to be packed. The music mogul's Louis Vuitton regularly carried at least $10,000 in cash, if not more. His medicine bag included 25 to 30 pill bottles, Advil, Tylenol, Viagra, pills to increase your sperm count, water pills, Perks, and X. He also said he was instructed to buy baby oil, astroglidin condoms in cash. That way he could be reimbursed and it would be off the company's books. David also testified that when he was in Miami in 2008, Sean requested David bring his iPad to the room. When no one answered, David said that he used the key to let himself in. He saw Cassie apparently sleeping with a comforter pulled up to her neck while Combs was in the shower. He testified that he saw a man with long hair walk across the room. I never spoke to them about it. I just thought they were doing personal things. I never had conversations with Cassie or Mr. Combs about their personal affairs. And this part is crazy. He testified that Sean brought lie detector tests in and conducted it on him at least twice. He says that his first year working for Sean, money went missing, and he had a former FBI agent who specialized in polygraphs do a polygraph on him. He said it was very intimidating. I had never taken a lie detector test before. He said the second time he had to take a lie detector test was after a watch went missing. He said there was another time where they had security search his clothes and drawers when a Cartier bracelet went missing. Apparently there was a time where he had taken some ecstasy at a New Year's Eve party and Diddy had recorded it and said to him, I'll keep it in case I need it. He thought it would be embarrassing for me. Obviously, he must have thought it'd be like blackmail. So David recalled an incident when Diddy and his team were out getting a late night snack at Mel's Drive-In, and they think that they spotted Suge Knight. So Diddy and his team go back to Diddy's place, they get handguns, and they go out to confront Suge Knight. David says, I was really shook up about it. This was the first time as his assistant that I realized
My life was in danger. I told them I wanted to leave, but I'd give them a 6 months notice and I would train the next assistant. At this point, Diddy's defense team is doing cross-examination of David, and they are pushing for him to disclose if he made any deals with prosecutors to testify, particularly about the Mel's Diner incident, where Sean and his team armed themselves to go look for Suge Knight. David says that he signed a proffer, which is a legal agreement that protects witnesses from prosecution from what they say during their testimony. David then testifies about an incident where he got in a little bit of an altercation with Diddy's chef. He said it was in Miami in Sean's kitchen. The chef told him how to do his job. The former assistant admitted to grabbing her wrists and telling her to stay in her lane. Mr. Combs heard about it and called me to his room. I told him what happened, and he said, "You can't put your hands on a woman." The irony is unreal. Next to take the stand is Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura. Next witness on the stand is Sheree Hayes, exotic dancer, also known as the Punisher. Hayes says he was called to a Trump Tower hotel suite in the fall of 2012 and was greeted at the door by Cassie wearing a bathrobe and nothing on underneath, and she had a wig on. He was handed a sack of money with $800 inside, and Cassie told him to create a sexy scene of me and her applying baby oil on each other and create a sexy environment that her husband would come up on. She told him not to acknowledge her husband, try not to look at him, and no communication. At this point, they take a lunch break. You know, I'll be back in the afternoon with the rest of the recap. This trial is not being televised. Make sure you're following.
So, yeah, we covered everything for day 7 of this trial. And it was a hot ass mess, especially with the Punisher, you know, and everything that he was saying. I still think this is more of a domestic violence type trial than anything. Maybe they will show us, you know, give us a clue to trafficking of something. I don't know. This is a trip. I know that, you know, and I don't know. I mean, it's just weird. So let's see what some of these people are saying in the comment section. Let's see what else to do. Somebody said, does this sound like a RICO? Somebody said, not yet. Trial supposed to be 8 to 10 weeks long. But honestly, who do you guys think will be up there testifying during this what? 10 to, what did they say, 8 to 10 weeks? Who could possibly be up there testifying? And I'm just trying to figure out any instances that they have. Will they be basically telling us about something that makes it to let us know that he did engage in trafficking and all this other stuff? Because right now, I mean, I really don't see it. Do you guys see it for real? Do you see it? Like I said, the only thing I saw is that extortion thing, possibly. I see domestic violence, of course, and disrespect, being disrespectful, and you know, things like that, and controlling. I don't see all this other stuff. Period. Then it's just plain and ridiculous. Now, I don't know who else they're bringing up on, you know, to stand. You know, it could be some people who can really, you know, tie him into these charges. We don't know. But I know one thing, as of right now, I just don't see how this, I just don't see it. To me, this seems like more of a domestic violence type trial, period. It's just weird. So what do you guys think? Any other comments regarding his the stuff that happened today? And so I guess they go back tomorrow, which is Wednesday today. And I guess either tomorrow or today, who did I say was coming up there to testify? Kid Cudi will be there. And I guess the other witness, Jane Doe 3, I believe. I guess they never got in contact with this person. So again, I don't know. I don't see anything. Do you see any real charges other than probably domestic violence? But he's not there for that. I just don't know. This is a weird ass case. It's definitely weird. Okay. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. And they still up here, have a whole lawyers are asking people if they was actually assaulted by Sean Diddy Combs, all right, and to call them. The thing about it, though, I know some people allege, like I said, that he had minors there, but I don't hear anybody saying anything about underage kids either. This whole thing is weird. I mean, it's very strange. It really is. Yeah, this is strange. But I think I did cover everything for today, for trial day 7. So later on today be trial day 8. And again, I don't understand why this trial has to go on for 6 to 8 weeks. I really don't. I mean, damn. Because these people are basically, the only thing they're talking about is how he basically beat Cassie, how he might have hit other people, and just, using drugs and the different type of drugs in all the ex-workers and stuff. Them being, having freak offs and stuff. That's all I hear. So, like I said, maybe these other people, these other witnesses will, provide information that will prove, that Sean Diddy Combs did ex-trafficking and all these other things that they accuse him of. But I don't know if I see it, you guys. I don't know. It's very strange. All right. So anyway, I'll finish covering later on today, like I said, when they do Diddy's trial day 8. All right. So we are going to move on. I want to go over a couple breaking news things, then we're going to get out of here. So anyway, let me take this down real quick. Hold on. Okay, so anyway, as you guys know, Chris Brown was arrested over there in UK, okay? So they claim that they denied his bail. I told you that the other day. And for the charges that he's up on, I forgot what it's called, but anyway, he can get up to, I think I said from 6 years to 16 or life, which is crazy. But anyway, they claim that he is expected to take a plea deal in this assault case, okay? So let's see what they're talking about real quick. So this is Chris Brown. We'll put his name up here. Let me take his name up here. Okay, let's see. So they said he's expected to enter a plea deal in his UK assault case. Okay, now I don't know how true this is. It definitely is crazy. So let's see. So he has been charged with grievous bodily harm. And I think I told you guys the other day what that is. I don't know if I did. I think I did. And I said how many years he could get as well. So he has this charge because of an alleged bottle attack on music producer Abe Diawa at Tate nightclub in London I think that was back in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was. So they said, according to court documents and reports from XXL and The Guardian, the alleged incident took place during a private event in February 2023. Tate nightclub, known for its celeb clientele and lavish DJ sets, was hosting a party attended by numerous artists and industry insiders. Anyway, it was alleged that Chris Brown, without warning, attacked this dude named Dior. And he attacked him with a bottle of Don Julio 1942, a high-end tequila. He claims he was struck repeatedly in the head, then kicked and punched by Brown after falling to the floor. Security eventually intervened, and the dude was transported to a nearby hospital where he received treatment for what were later described as serious but not life-threatening injuries. He said, bring CB home, hashtag bring CB home. So anyway, they said the UK legal system wasted no time in escalating the matter. Brown was arrested in Manchester on May the 15th, 2025, while staying at the Lowry Hotel ahead of his scheduled performance. He was then formally charged with one count of grievous bodily harm, a charge that under British law can carry up to 5 years imprisonment, depending on the severity of the injuries and intent. And during a preliminary hearing, the presiding judge deemed the matter too severe for the local magistrate court, and they moved it to Southwark Crown Court, which deals with serious criminal cases. Brown was denied bail on May the 16th, meaning he will remain in custody until his next court date on June the 13th. Goodness. So let's see. So according to court filings, the victim alleges that not only was Brown responsible for the attack, but that the venue operators and associates acts failed to ensure a safe environment. Brown has reportedly not responded to the civil suit, prompting the victim legal team to seek a default judgment. So anyway, he was there promoting his tour, I guess. But anyway, that has been put on ice. All right. That tour was scheduled to start on June the 8th, 2025. So let's see what else they got here. So they said this is the role of the courts there. What to expect on June the 13th. So like I said, his upcoming hearing is on June the 13th. They will determine the next phase of Brown's criminal case. While no plea has been entered yet, sources close to the matter said that a plea deal may be in the works. Such an agreement could reduce potential jail time, but may also involve fines, mandatory therapy, or other court order measures. So legal experts suggest that if Brown is found guilty, his immigration status in the UK may be affected. So he may get a ban from coming there again. So let's see what else they got here. So I don't know if that's true or not, if he's going to take a plea deal. This is allegedly, or rumors or whatever you want to call it. But, if he knows he's guilty of this and he does not want to spend years in jail, prison, or whatever, it may be a best interest if he does take a plea deal, because then, like they just told you guys what he could possibly get. So that would be crazy for him to go through the whole legal system if he knows that he actually did these things. And they definitely have proof. So it is what it is. So let's see what some of these people are saying in the comment section. Somebody said his ass is ready to be free. Accepting a plea deal does not surprise me. Chris, you need to do better. Somebody said, why do they keep playing his stuff on the radio? He's a violent, evil person, doesn't deserve the fame and fortune. If they stop playing people music and shit on the radio and things like that because they do stuff and because they're evil, you probably wouldn't even hear stuff on the radio at all, because a lot of these people be doing the most and have done the most. Somebody say, you mean to say that he ain't thug enough to deal with British jail and prison? Somebody say, hell no to British jail. That is the same way as saying to hell no Mexico jail. Okay, so this is the last one I'm going to read. Somebody said that was 2 years ago. Realizes that somebody's countries is not going for what Trump is, not accepting anymore. So if you are American, like I said, don't make no difference if you have money or not. Do not travel. And somebody else, let me read this last one. Somebody else said just what I said. He should have never returned to that country. He knew they wanted him in jail there. That is crazy. Okay. So anyway, I'll keep you guys abreast of the Chris Brown situation as well. Okay, let's see what else I got real quick. How long have we been on here? Okay. So, Tory Lanez, you guys, received support from Congresswoman calling for him to be released from prison. Okay. I honestly don't feel like he should be in prison, honestly. I mean, I think the whole thing is, a hot ass mess. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I did not agree with this right here, especially this damn sentence they gave him. It's plainly ridiculous. So let me see if I can get this up here. Well, I gotta change this, you guys, so I can tell y'all about him. Okay, so let's see. So anyway, this council woman, she voiced her concerns about the conviction and its broader implications. She said, I'm calling on Governor Newsom to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon. His 10-year sentence was based on flawed evidence, political pressure, and prosecution bias. Justice must be blind, not driven by headlines. And then she concluded her post with a clear call to action. She said, "Free Tory Lanez." So let's see here. Hold on, let me see what they're saying about this. So they said supporters of Tory have echoed similar sentiments, with some pointing to alternative narratives surrounding the events of the night in question. Some people said, hold on, one in particular, James' bodyguard, has claimed that Kelsey Harris, Megan Thee Stallion's former friend and assistant, admitted to possessing and firing the GUN multiple times. These claims have started petitions and social media campaigns pushing for Lane's release. Anyway, they say Governor Newsom has not responded. Okay. So we will see what's going to happen regarding him. I really do think the judge gave him too long of a sentence. It's crazy. It's really weird. Okay, another weird case. But anyway, if this bodyguard is telling the truth and they, can believe it, and he has evidence or whatever the case is, then, I don't see him, fulfilling his long prison sentence. I just don't. So hopefully, he does, do what I just said, and he gets the opportunity to get his ass up out of there. For real. Especially since people, that man almost unalived him. Anyway, they do have a pet. Hold on, y'all. Let's see if I can go back to this. Let's see some. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this real quick. They got a pet food or some type of pet warning. Let's check it. So that's here in Cali, though. They're just basically telling people not to leave their pets in the car, not even if you have the windows rolled down partially or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because it can still get too hot in the car, especially when it's, very hot here. But even when it's not very hot, you still shouldn't leave your pets in the car with the windows up and all this other weird stuff. It's crazy. And certainly not now because we're having 3 triple-digit temperatures. And so that's what they're warning you about in this little article. All right. So I think that's going to be it tonight, guys. I'll give you guys all the other stories I got, throughout the week and everything. But we are getting ready to get out here. We've been on here for an hour and 24 minutes. And I said I would not go over 1 hour and 30 minutes. So it is what it is. All right. So tell me what you guys think about Diddy, all of the witnesses. Do you honestly think that he will be charged with the RICO and all this other stuff? Just answer that down below in the comment section. Y'all don't forget to thumbs up this content if you enjoyed this video. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below. Wait a minute. And hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much. And don't forget to show additional support for this channel. You can do a super sticker, super chat, or you can do a membership for $4.99 per month, or you can do a Cash App at $Shades2. And thank you guys so much for that as well. All right. So we are getting ready to get out of here. I want to put this other banner on. Hold on. So there you go. And there you go. Then we're going to put this up here. Then we're going to put this song back on again. And we are out of here. You guys can listen to it again. And we are out of here. Right. Have a good night. Happy and blessed Wednesday to you guys. And I'll see you guys later on. I'm going to try to do my reaction video today. So make sure y'all check that out. All right. All right, y'all. Peace out. And check out my Dollar Tree hauls too in my YouTube shorts. Make sure y'all check all of that stuff out. And be looking out for that new I love the new song. All right. Thank you, Jermaine. And thanks to let me do roll call. I forgot to do it. Thanks to Jake for being here, stopping by, showing support. Jermaine always being here as well. Thank you so much, hon. Together We Break Production. Thank you for stopping by. And Young Riz, thank you for coming by, showing support. Thanks to everybody in the bushes and everybody who watches this in the replay. I appreciate all of you guys. All right, have a good night. Sleep dreams, sleep tight. All right, let me go ahead and put this back up here. I'm gone, y'all. Let me put this thing. Oh, let me do this first. Let me take this down. Y'all check out this song. And let me mute this too. Hold on. This is my diss track to this clown. All right. So let's go ahead and listen to that, and then we out of here. Peace. Wait. Oops, I got the wrong thing up there. Okay, here we go.
I'm the dog. Don't know nothing. Yeah, it's real clear now. Yeah, Micah say I'm the dog, but you bark for clout. Tail wagging on live, just running your mouth. I don't know nothing. Yeah, that much true. Brain offline every time you hit new. Trying to act slick, but you goofy as hell. Got slogans on loop like a broken spell. Repetitive content, you say it with pride. But bro, no bark, no bite, just hide. You the dog, more like a flea. Jump on trends, then beg for a seat. I don't know nothing. Clearly, bruh, that's your whole brand and your whole shtick, huh? Dog with a mic, but no real sound. Loud online, but quiet when found. Your subs just scroll, your views decay. Whole channel look like a throwaway. Micah in the vids like, look at me cook. But it's burnt ass takes and recycled hooks. Trying to be funny, but it's awkward and dry. That dog act tired, go lay down and cry. You make 10 vids off one small clip, stretch nothing for minutes, man, that ain't it. You say I'm the dog, yeah, mud on a leash. Pacing in circles, praying for peace. I don't know nothing, facts that's deep. Every upload feels like a low effort leap. Clickbait king with no real throne. Live stream talk, but dead when alone. Merch weak, bars weaker. Talk like a beast, but your ego cheaper. Say less, post less, do more, dab it. Micah, we laugh, now we clowning around it. So keep barking, dog, but this ain't your yard. You bit off more than your weak rep can guard. Next time you stream, say it with your chest. I don't know nothing, yeah, we guessed. Game over. Yeah, we guessed. Yeah. Micah in the vids. New bird, little bird, then you wake her. You next time you stream, say it with your chest. I don't know nothing. Yeah, we guessed. Game over. Yeah. You the dog, more like the flea. Jump on trends, then beg for a seat. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Clearly, bro, that's your whole brand and your whole shtick. Dog with a mic, but no real sound. Loud online, but quiet when found. Your subs just scroll, your views decay. Whole channel look like a throwaway. My God in the live. Look, grind your grind and your weak rap. Next time you stream, say it with your chest. I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah, we guessed.
We guessed. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later on. Thank you so much for listening to Shay's Creation. And until the next time, have a good night. Happy and blessed Wednesday. And I'll see you for Diddy Trial Day 8. Peace out, you guys. Thank you so much.